What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After the Impact with the Insiders. It's 10:15, and we are here to discuss everything that just happened on tonight's Impact Wrestling show. We've got a lot to discuss. It was a crazy show. We kind of thought it might be, talking about it before the show started. Not many matches were announced, and a lot of times when they do that, they kind of really ball out on the show, and they certainly did tonight. So let's see who's there. Welcome in, Wally. What's up, Wally? Said 8 out of 10. Just kidding. I give it a 9.5. Jen's back. What's up, Jen? Daniels versus Madman Fulton next week as well, added to the show, says Azan. Man, yes. And if you weren't there, Christopher Daniels showed up at the very end. Derek says 8.5. Sean Flagstaff. Well, that's how you end a show. Fallen Angel returns. Yes. Was an amazing surprise to see. Hopefully people didn't get it spoiled, because there were a lot of spoilers out there. Hello, Jen. How are you? And of course, Conrad is here with us tonight to discuss what we just watched with the show tonight with Impact. Was really good stuff. I give Impact a 0. I was busy working the Masked Singer podcast. As all, you do a Masked Singer podcast? Oh, I was I didn't see the period. I give Impact a 0 out of 10. I was busy working the Masked Singer. You were working. I still don't get it. You were working the Masked Singer, watching the Masked Singer. Okay. Podcast is always 10 out of 10. Thanks, Chad. I can never ever get into that stuff, like that reality TV stuff. Not for me. Not for me. I was never. My wife loves it, but I was never into that stuff. But glad you enjoy it. I was hoping for one more match. Not really. Basically, no spoilers this weekend. I don't know. That apparently J Hub in our chat said he got spoiled, so someone must have known something out there. But you always have to watch, because these things are taped, and the news gets out there to places where it really shouldn't be. And now dirt sheets are spoiling it too, like reputable dirt sheets are coming out and saying, yeah, a lot of them nicely will mark it spoiler, but some of them don't. So yeah, catch Miz on Dancing with the Stars. I did not. Again, I don't watch reality TV like ever. It's a thing. I just don't dig it. All right. So we'll give our scores now. You guys all fill in yours. If you saw the whole show, please feel free to score it. Let us know what your scores are. And I will start with Jeff. Let me start with Jeff tonight. Jeff, what did you think of tonight's Impact show altogether?
I thought it was a great show, building a lot of stuff up for Bound for Glory. We got so much, and at the beginning, we even said it. They didn't advertise a lot. That means it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get a lot. So for me, I'm going to give it an 8.75. I thought I mean, that's how you follow up a pay-per-view and lead into the big one. So.
Yeah. And again, we forget sometimes. I mean, these things come and go so quickly, and then there's other big happenings going on in wrestling that we forgot. Probably a lot forgot. Victory Road was just this past Saturday, so they are following up a pay-per-view. And again, Impact does a great job with that. They really do. They do a great job with follow-up to pay-per-views and progressing storylines into the next one. And this is, like I said, it's kind of why I kind of dig not having pay-per-views all the time. Now, Impact is doing a little bit more because they're doing the ones on Impact Plus. But I really love the way that they do things. I'm gonna say for tonight, I'm gonna give it a 9. I really love this show. I thought from the get-go with the Josh Alexander thing and Christian and the build-up there, Christian came out a little heelish. Kind of saying that, you better be careful, Josh. Don't give that up, or you're going to come away empty-handed. I'm not here, I'm here to be the champ. So good promo by them. And then, of course, Ace Austin, Madman Fulton came out. I love the stuff in the back with Morrissey and Moose and Eddie Edwards and Sammy beating up Moose back there and then going after Morrissey. And now there's going to be a match that follows that. We got Swingers Palace, which that's always a good time when you see Swingers Palace. The thing with Su Yung is still going on. Where is that headed? What is that? What is the build up there? You're seeing her taking the people from Swingers Palace now and converting them over to these Undead Bridesmaids. Where is that going to go? Tops for me was the Mickey thing for more than one reason. Yeah. But the listen, with her and Deonna, that's going to be a match for the ages. Could have been done at the women's pay-per-view event, but they decided to put that on Bound for Glory as well, and that's going to be an amazing match between those two. And if indeed Deonna holds on and Mickey puts her over, wow, man, that's really sending Deonna into uncharted territory. And she's going to be elevated up there to where, man, you just don't know who is going to take her out at this point. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, we saw the stuff with the Bullet Club, which we got a return tonight. We keep seeing more of that build up. We got the Good Brothers. That little kind of a promo Jeff was alluding to. Maybe something going on there. Maybe a little something preparing there as well in the background. So a lot of stuff being fed to us. Violent by Design, the thing with Rhino and how they're giving Rhino up until next week. We have a lot of things happening already for next week. Triple threat matches. They've got to get a new number one contender for the X Division title or figure out who's going to get that. We saw other people come back. We saw VSK tonight, and then, of course, the ending with Christopher Daniels. Very, very, very cool. So we just got a ton here tonight. Conrad, what did you think of the show tonight?
I'm going to go the same as Jeff, 8.75. Very well done. I think J-Hub said it in the chat a little bit ago. I think Impact has been the most consistent out of all the companies, and we need to produce a good show week in, week out. And I like it feels like they always have a plan, and things aren't going to change with the plans, but they're also taped. You can there's reasons you can negate it, there's reasons you can praise it. But I will say that they've been most consistent. They know where they're going for Bound for Glory. There's going to be twists, there's going to be some turns, and I think they've got some tricks up their sleeve still. So I love it. 8.75 for me tonight.
Awesome. There you go. Coog says 9 out of 10. Impact knows how to build storylines. BFG card slowly taking shape. Yeah, so we have the Josh Alexander and Christian match announced. We have the 2 championship matches. We have Deonna Purrazzo and we have Mickie James announced as well. So, they're slowly building up that card, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more coming down as far as that goes, and hoping we get that Bullet Club thing as well. So, let me go to this question here real quick, and we'll do a little bit of foreshadowing really quickly. So we've got 2 matches for Bound for Glory. Let's do a little bit of early prediction, very, very early prediction. So who wins? Who wins them both? And I'll start with Conrad. Conrad, who wins those titles? We've got, of course, Josh going up against Christian, and we've got Deonna going up against Mickie. Who do you got? Just an early prediction.
I think this is going to be the night where Impact has to come out on top no matter what. This is your biggest pay-per-view. I don't know if it's still pushed that way. I hope it is. But you got to have Josh Alexander win from Christian no matter what, at any cost. Let him go out there, put on a banger of a match, but Josh Alexander needs to come away looking like I'm the man now around here, and this is how it's going to be going forward. And I think Deonna Purrazzo's reign continues. Like, she's been fabulous. You don't need to really take the title off of her, and I don't know if I see someone who can do that right now. I say you just keep riding out with her for right now.
Yeah, I agree. I can't really see anybody that they have there. I'm almost hoping she's got a match at that women's event, and we'll see who maybe they put her up against there. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if they'll put the title on the line there, but should be good. All right, Jeff, you and agree. I think we may all end up agreeing on all this. But Jeff, what do you think? You're going to agree with Conrad?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Josh winning. I've got Deonna winning. I just don't think it's time for Deonna to lose yet, and I think it's time for Josh to be the face of the company. He's earned it.
He has certainly earned it, and he brought that up tonight. He actually mentioned that he wants to be the face of the company. So, what a run for him! What a year it has been for that man. His tag team partner, longtime tag team partner Ethan Page, goes over to AEW. Kind of really didn't know, where Josh was going to be. We were lucky enough to interview him very early this year. In fact, on New Year's Eve, talked about what his goals and stuff were this year. He got the X Division title, held on to that, had some amazing matches that could be matches of the year very easily. In some of his matches that he did, that Iron Man match was absolutely a candidate for that. And now he is right in that title picture by using option C. to sacrifice that X Division title, and he's going to go up against Christian. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with both of you. I think it is Josh's time, and what a big celebration that's going to be. I hope that when he does win it, which I'm sure it's going to be the main event, but I hope when he does win it, he gets a good celebration there. Love to see some people in the locker room come down and that kind of thing. But yeah, I hope that is that's going to happen there. And of course, Deonna. Yeah, I don't know who's going to take Deonna out. I really don't. They're going to really have to build somebody up to do that. But as far as right now, I just don't see it. As much as I love Mickie, I think she's really there to give Deonna a really good match, but I think she's there to really put Deonna over even more. So, all right, guys, let's go back to tonight, and we'll go to let's just go over some of your highlights of the night. So pick a couple things and start with Jeff. Jeff, what were some of the things that you see and that got you really excited about the show tonight and stuff going forward?
Seeing the Bullet Club stuff, that for me was a highlight. Getting the ELP back, was a highlight. And honestly, this is gonna sound weird. Yes, the stuff with Josh and Christian was good. The stuff with Deonna and Mickie was good. You mentioned Morrissey and Moose. But honestly, I'm digging this new faction, this new stable that Brian Myers has, the Learning Tree.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. I'm really digging it because it's like a band of misfit guys. And I like the direction that it can go. I can already see the wheels start to turn, with Sam Bill maybe getting ousted. And has Sam Bill now learned enough to go up against Brian Myers? Do the other guys get tired of being treated the way that they are by Brian Myers and turn on them? And then we get the opposite of it. So then Sam Bill is leading these guys. There are a lot of possibilities. We'll see what happens. But those two things for me really stood out tonight.
All right. Josh retains and Deonna retains. I will be shocked if Mickie wins. I hope beautiful people return for BFG. Make Conrad pop out of his seat, and what matters, LOL. Still want to see Kenny versus Josh someday. Yeah, that would be an amazing match. Amazing match between those two. Josh wins so they can have a true Impact wrestler representing Impact. You can then slowly move Christian back to AEW to possibly feud with Adam Cole. Deonna will win and possibly feud with Thunder Rosa. Ooh, Thunder Rosa's a good call too. Yeah, they had a match, J-Hub, but yeah, that could be a good call as well. For me, the Violent by Design promo got me interested to see what happens next. That is very interesting. Yes, J-Hub, I agree with you because where's that going? You know what they did to Rhino. And I kind of think Rhino's not going to take that very well. But the thing is, they've got the numbers. So who does Rhino have in his corner when this confrontation has? Does someone run out and help Rhino out? There is somebody who has kids that we haven't seen in a little while that may be due to make a return for his ex-tag team partner. So, that's very interesting to see. That promo is very interesting. Absolutely. And Su Yung bringing in more people, Myers building his stable, and Daniel's return was unexpected. Yeah, definitely unexpected. Absolutely. He's got kids. Yes. Conrad, what do you think, man? What were some of the highlights for you?
I'm going to piggyback kind of off of where you started from with what's going to happen. What's going to happen with the Bullet Club and who's going to help Finjuice? That's something that's like swirling in my mind a little bit. Like you have a bunch of routes you could go with this. And I just want to see who's going to be there to go up against ELP, Hikuleo, and Chris Bay. So many things with that. I like the Su Yung promo. That had me very interested. And I'm going to throw something out there that we didn't see, but I think we know. It's kind of the mystery of what's going to happen. We've heard all these names could show up, and you brought up who could show back up. And right now, there's just kind of a nice little buzz with Impact that it's like, you need to be watching because you don't know who's going to show up or when they're going to show up. Yeah, people were at the tapings, but you don't know what's going to be shown on a video package. You don't know what's going to be shown on social media. Anything could happen right now with it, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Randy says Braun Strowman. I mean Titan. Yes, that is his new name. Joins Violent by Design. Oh dear Lord, we talked about that. Jeff mentioned that. Can you imagine Braun and Doring? Oh, good Lord. Love Velvet Sky, but I think Bubba Ray Dudley would challenge me to a cage match since they are a couple. Yeah, you don't want to be in a cage match with Bubba Ray Dudley. Yeah, so the Su Yung thing is worth mentioning. Being, a show that does a lot of stuff with Bray, we're kind of always watching out to see where, and of course, Impact was one of the places where they were rumored to be making him an offer. And we're seeing glitches. So we got a lot of glitches with promos from Bray before. We saw a glitch for the actual pay-per-view for Bound for Glory. You see a little thing kind of glitch out on the Vegas sign, which is still there. Now, tonight, with the Su Yung stuff, you were kind of seeing glitches on the screen. Jeff brought up a good point. I mean, you bring him in to a gimmick like that, he could fit right in. I mean, the supernatural stuff is his gig. Not to say that's what he's going to come back and do. Maybe he won't. But, I mean, it's a pretty easy in if they want to bring Bray Wyatt in. And, we're rooting for that. As a channel, we would love to see him there. But listen, wherever he goes is going to be awesome to see. I would love to see him work both companies. I'd love to see him work Impact a little bit, go work AEW a little bit if that's what he wants to do. But you get, like Conrad said, you really got to keep an eye out now because there are these rumors. You've got this big pay-per-view coming up, so you never know what is going to happen. All right, so let's go over Impact is bringing that TNA vibe again, in my opinion, and I love it more. Wrestler and women showing up. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How about the let's talk about the women's tag team thing that's going on here too. Of course, we got Decay holding on to those belts. There's going to be a match. Jordan Grace, Rachel Ellering going up against Tennille Dashwood. And oh my gosh, Madison Rain. So that's happening next week as well to determine who is going to get a shot at those women's tag team titles. That may happen. Now that should probably happen on the women's pay-per-view, which by the way, we'll be having on our channel. We'll do a watch along for that. So that probably will happen there. Any chance Decay drops those titles to either of those teams, Conrad?
I think it's a possibility. I predict that this is leading to a 4-way at Bound for Glory. Some way, somehow, I think you're going to get Su Young's girls in there. You're going to have Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. What's that tag team now called with Tennille Dashwood and what's the group name?
The Influence.
The Influence. They're going to be in the mix as well. And I think you can go any way you really want. The brilliance of the booking that goes on in Impact is, all right, let's say we have A. What if we go here? B makes the most sense, but if we do C, it's a really good swerve. And if we go with D, no one's going to see this coming, and we can lead into that with this. They book stuff so well, so I want to see more. I'm not ready for a lot of predictions for these yet. I'm just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. 9 out of 10 for Impact. Maybe Buddy Matthews shows up to help Finjuice, says Sean. Did Su Yung take Taylor Wilde? I don't think so. That belt tonight, I think, was a Swingers Palace, a Swingerette, I think they call them. Or is that? I think that's who that belt belonged to. So do you see her as almost like a manager now, Jeff? Sue, is she gonna like if like Conrad said, they are gonna end up having a tag team of those undead brides that she's creating? You think Sue more kind of stays out of it and stays out of the ring, maybe?
No, I think she ends up as one of the 4 that's entered in for that tournament at the Knockouts Knockdown, and I think that might be who eventually takes the belt off of Deonna.
Okay.
So Deonna can go roam about the country and possibly make an appearance on a Wednesday or a Friday night, and or at a pay-per-view, and go up against DMD.
Listen, they wrestled before, Sue and Deonna, and they're both pretty good matches. So she certainly has a bone to pick with Deonna Purrazzo, of course, when she was Susan. So absolutely. That would definitely make a lot of sense. Killer Kelly versus Deanna. Not to get off the subject, but can't wait to see the Owen Hart tournaments. Is Derek Fleming Jr. Yeah, a lot of news about Owen Hart. Of course, they're going to have that. There's going to be, he's in their video game, in the AEW video game now too. So yeah, a woman knockout trios belt will be very dope too, with all the women coming. Yeah, and also they announced, of course, that AEW is getting a second women's belt as well there. So I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know whether it could be maybe women's tag belts or something along those lines too. Jason says 9 out of 10. Impact was good, and Joe and Jeff, don't forget, maybe we get a Killian Dane in Violence by Design. Okay. All right. What did you guys make of the Good Brothers thing, Jeff? Go ahead, tell the guys what you. I know we're kind of watching that with some interest too.
I think the fact that they keep saying, that they've beaten everyone. Well, they haven't beaten everyone. Maybe they've beaten everyone for the Impact titles. But maybe those don't need to be on the line, and maybe there's another tag team that's out there that might stake claim to being the best tag team, and not only that, but the best iteration of the Bullet Club. So yeah, I think it's interesting that they keep throwing that out there.
Okay, all right. So all the logos that we got for Bound for Glory, the filling in. I mean, are we starting to see the filling in for who is coming from those companies? Now, obviously, we have Christopher Daniels back. I mean, are these the pieces that they're filling in that are going to be on that show for the respective logos that we're seeing? So Christopher Daniels would make sense. And obviously, they have the AEW logo. Kazarian's been here as well, so who knows? You could see something like that. But are we slowly getting these pieces filled in, or are they going to save them as a surprise thing for the very last minute? Conrad, I'll go to you first.
I think we're seeing them filled in right now. For AEW, you've got Christopher Daniels. I do think Laredo Kid is going to be in some way, shape, or form in the mix for that X Division championship. Bullet Club, we've already got that established, taken care of. ELP came in, but I think with some of them we're not done yet. I think a lot of people are assuming like, oh, we got everybody almost for each company checked off in our minds. I'm with Jeff. Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. They better watch what they say. Someone said they were gonna slap me. So I want that match. Like, that will be a fight.
That'd be a huge, huge draw for that pay-per-view, no doubt. Impact was good, guys, and I saw it, and Daniels was dope to show up, and we're getting an X Division tournament. Maybe Leo Rush shows up, Ray Phoenix, who knows? Yeah, listen, it's cool to, again, you can kind of play, it's like playing fantasy stuff, right? You can kind of do this now. In the past, 2 years ago, it wouldn't have been a thought. You would have never thought any stuff like this would ever happen, being people going into different promotions and stuff like that. So it's very cool. I think they will show up at G1, says Azan. I think they are in Japan. They could be. The Good Brothers, you mean? Yeah, they could be. Jeff, what do you think of that last question? Think they're starting to fill in? And do you agree with Conrad that they will continue maybe to do that, or just save some people right up to the end?
Yeah, I think we might even get some people that for that go home show going into Bound for Glory. We might get some things that are tied in then. I don't think we've gotten the last of it yet. I think, honestly, when it comes to women's matches, we might see some people show up at Knockouts Knockdown that bleed over into Bound for Glory, and that could be representative of some other companies. So, I mean, there's a certain AAA champion that might want to come back for her title, former AAA champion. So she might be in the mix somewhere to get a shot at Deanna. I still think that we get something else at Bound for Glory in terms of some women's matches, but it's going to be the next 3 or so weeks. Just buckle up, because I think if you're an Impact fan, you're going to be rewarded, and it's going to be a crazy ride.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we will have it all for you as well. So we do all the Impact stuff. So every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here to do the watch along for Impact Wrestling. We will be here for the Knockouts Knockdown as well. And we will also be here for the pay-per-view for Bound for Glory. So final thoughts, guys, and we will get on out of here because some of us have to work. I know Jeff does, and we've got morning people that need to go to work. So some final thoughts, Conrad. What are you excited about with Impact?
Is everything an appropriate answer right now? Or?
It is. It is.
It's all good right now. I love the buildup for that everybody's getting. Everybody's getting shown their love. I'm really happy for the Knockouts division, though. I think that it's one of the best women's divisions in pro wrestling. Like, I'm talking up there with Stardom, up there with NXT, whatever you want to look at for what you think is the best. Impact women's knockout division has to be in the conversation, in my opinion. So I'm really looking forward to the stuff they're doing, the returns and surprises. I love it all right now. Yeah, I can't say anything else more about it. It's just good. And Joe, did we mention the gauntlet too? We got the gauntlet announced that they were doing.
We did. Yeah, no, we didn't mention that. Yeah, the gauntlet announcement as well. Yeah, absolutely. So much stuff going on tonight. It's easy to really look stuff over. There was just announcement after announcement. So I agree. It's an exciting time to be a fan of Impact. It really is. Really glad that we are doing the show because we get to see this week after week after week. Get to share it with you guys. Jeff, same thing for you, man. Close it out there. What are you excited about seeing? I mean, what can you not be excited about seeing from these guys?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Is there's so many good things going on that you can't pick just one. One of the things that Impact does better than anyone else, in my opinion, is that you get invested in every single storyline from top to bottom. It doesn't matter if it's main event in your eyes or if it's, the learning tree. You're invested. You're invested in all of it. And they do such a good job of, like Conrad said, giving people opportunities, giving people time on the show, even if it's 2 or 3 minutes, if it's a quick backstage promo, a vignette, just something small. They're giving everybody enough time to get people invested and interested in the story. So for me, look at the build over the next few weeks for Christian and Josh, because I think that it's going to say a lot about what they think of Josh, and it will give him an opportunity, like we saw tonight, of him being out there a little bit more, being out front a little bit more as the face of your company. So yeah, I'm pumped up for the next month or so for Impact, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Same here. My thoughts as well. So many different storylines going on. It's hard not to get excited for this company. And if you are just a fan of wrestling, or you've been a long time TNA/Impact fan, and you've been watching them for the longest time, this is a very, very exciting time to be a fan of this company. And like I said, we're glad we can be here, and we're glad we can be here with you guys weekly to do this. It's a lot of fun. Always enjoy this. It's my favorite day of the week. Love Thursdays, and love being out here with you guys. So all right, guys, we're going to wrap it here. We are going to take off for the night. If you haven't done so already, well, thanks for coming over. I know it's late. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit a like on the stream. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel and you have not done so yet. Make sure you hit your notifications button as well to make sure that you are notified when we have future content. Our next few days, we've got SmackDown tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So the watch along for SmackDown, we'll be doing that. On Saturday, we have our weekly wrap-up show, which will start at 9 o'clock. We'll go over some of the usual stuff, but it'll also double as an Extreme Rules prediction show since we won't have any other chance to do that. So join us for that. It'll be kind of like a double show, basically. And then on Sunday, we have Extreme Rules, the pay-per-view itself. That will start at 7:30 as well. If it starts a little earlier, they may start the pre-show a little bit earlier, but we will still start at 7:30 for that. So be there with us for the weekend. Big weekend coming up, and big weekends coming up down the road as well. Knockouts, Knockdown, and other events coming up soon too. And Bound for Glory is the one this is all leading up to. Gus says, sorry I missed out. No, it's all good, dude. All good, man. All right, that is it, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. Have an awesome Friday. And, of course, if we don't see you until Impact, we will see you next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you join us for the other shows, hopefully, we will see you all tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for SmackDown. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Stay safe, and hopefully we will see you all again soon. Good night, everybody.